to Springtown. It's a big graveyard.
It is.
Big church.
To the back, that might be like the oldest grave back there. This is just a monument, or if it's an actual stone, or if it's just like a grave. So street home.
I think these are some of the oldest that we've seen. I know what you want to hear about. You want to hear about the crazy things that happened in Wilno. About the vampires. The church bells of death. The digging of graves, the decapitations, the ghost stories. I'll tell them to you. But then, I will tell you the truth. Because there's a big difference between what Wilno is and what Wilno is said to be. All the supernatural, paranormal history comes from one source, from one book written by one guy, Perkowski. Here is his history. The Ontario Kashubs are not a simple, primitive, or retarded people. The daemons are elements of the old religion and, as such, share a dynamicism of the old religion. Foremost among the daemons of the Canadian Kashubs are the vampire, the witch, the dwarf, and the succuba. One informant experienced a ghostly encounter. Something was haunted at the house. In one room was a ghost. Everyone who went to sleep there, in that room, fled. The ghost frightened him. There was a wise guy who said, "I am not afraid to sleep at your place. I will sleep there. There's nothing there to scare me." So he went and got into bed. Something came in. I'll tell you that in English. "Just me and you, just me and you." And he got scared. He thought to himself. He said, "Just give me time to put my boots on. It'll just be you." But it is Perkowski's words about vampires that leaves a lasting impression. This old Wilno cemetery is the center of his book. He wrote, "The vampires do not suffer real death. At midnight he awakens and first eats his own dress and flesh, and then leaves the tomb and goes to visit his kinsfolk, first the near relations, and then the more distant ones, and sucks the blood from their bodies so that they die. If all his blood relations have died, he rings the church bells, and as far as the sound reaches, all who hear it must die. On opening the tomb of a vampire, he is found sitting up in his coffin with eyes open. He moves his head and sometimes stammers a few unintelligible words.
When was it?
No, that was near birth. 1834 was birth.
This still might be one of the earliest we've seen.
What?
This place.
Oh, no. 1834 was the time of death.
One informant said there was a lot of that at Wilno in the graves. They open graves. They cut off the heads. When they die and were born vampires and are not seen to, then they have to dig up the graves. First he carried off his relatives and then as far as the bell rings. It happened at Wilno. They have dug up many, but it was not told, not revealed. They had to dig it up and cut off the head while he sat in the coffin. If you've ever been to Wilno, you'll notice the crosses in the street corners. In this history, they are meant to ward off evil, to ward off vampires and witches. Does this history sound familiar? What if I told you that this history is deceptive? What if I told you that it was sensational? What if I told you that it was destructive? This is not Wilno. The Kashubians arrived in 1858, and the Polish arrived in the 1860s, traveling down Opiando Road until they settled here. Together, they built Wilno. The crosses at street corners are symbols of strong religious practices, not that of warding off the devil or vampires or witches. A priest told reporters in 1973 that Perkowski probably stuck a microphone under their noses, and to get rid of them, they make up these tales. So don't remember them as crazy religious fanatics that are overly superstitious. Remember them for what they are. Proud. So if I had to tie this adventure up into a little bow, I would say that history is not always what you think. Perspective is important, is what makes the difference between a pile of wood and a historical building. With a closed mind, all you will see is what you want to see. A pile of trash on the side of a road, With an open mind, you can learn, take in different perspectives, grow. It's a shame that so many people are still so narrow-minded, but I have hope. Take chances, try something new, learn, grow, listen. We can all be better.